5 types of fasting that move God and how best to engage in it. Types of fasting backed up biblically that you can easily engage in if you want to get quick answers to your prayers. Types of fasting that attract God to give you instantly whatever you ask for. By God's grace, in today's video, I wish to share with you some types of fasting that is backed up by the scripture. For those that will still ask me, is it written in the Bible? That you can actually engage in, not that you engage in all of them at once, but you can choose any type, engage at one time or the other in your life, and you get immediate results by God's grace. And being the fact that we are also preparing ourselves to start fasting by tomorrow in order to enter the month of September, which is the gateway to Ember month, wherein we know that there are a lot of challenges that come with that particular month, in order for us to take charge of territories and possess our position without any form of limitation. And based on that fasting that we are about to engage in, you need to understand this type of fasting. And because we are not forcing anybody saying you must fast like this or that, but at least when you know this, you can actually choose anyone that is easy for you, and you come out with a big testimony. So even if you follow me to the end of today's video, I will show you that 7 types of fasting. But before then, please give this video a thumbs up so that YouTube algorithm will also shift it to like mind. I need it. As to do so, may God bless you. So welcome once again to Jenny Action TV. In this particular channel, I'll discuss 3 important variables which actually have safety and spirituality. Believe me, if you can understand and apply these 3 correctly in your life, the sky will not be your limit. It becomes your starting point. If this is the very first time you're landing in this channel, you're highly welcome. Please do well to hit the red subscribe button and the bell notification so that YouTube will always notify you once I upload a new video. For my returning subscribers, I love you so much. Thank you for always stopping by. For my new timers, you are highly welcome to the channel. Please always give thumbs up to the video as well as share the video, and God will honor you. If you are looking for any video, go to the search button in YouTube, type Jenny Action TV / the keyword of the video you are looking for. For example, fasting, you actually get the videos I've made in the past about fasting. You watch and get some value. So without actually wasting your time, let's delve right in. So the 7 types of fasting you can actually engage in is number 1, what I call regular fasting. This is a type of fasting that you abstain from food, and sometimes you can also abstain from liquids like water, or you may not need to abstain from water. It depends. If you go to Matthew 6, from verse 16 to 18, you will notice that Jesus actually described the type of fasting that is acceptable. He said when we fast, we should not disfigure our face like the hypocrites does, so much so that through our face people will easily dictate that we are fasting. And then because of that, when we do that, we will just get our showing everybody that I'm fasting, maybe to attract pity or whatsoever. They will have their reward from people. But that when we fast, that we should put oil on our head, wash our face, pray in secret, that our heavenly Father will reward us openly. So in other words, your fasting, we cannot stop you from your daily activities. It shouldn't stop you from even taking your beds, whether spiritual beds or normal beds, rubbing your normal cream, going about your activities, and that God, who understands what you are actually doing, will be the one to reward you. And this is why it is not strict that you must fast 6 to 6 before it is called fasting. 6 to 9 is fasting. What matters is your commitment to prayers. 6 to 12 is fasting. 6 to 3 is fasting. Depending on your type of engagement, you can actually decide to fast night fasting, which can start by 3 and terminate till morning. That's 3 p.m. Once it's 3 p.m., you stop eating. Again, you may also stop eating maybe once it's 6 p.m. It depends on your work. So by so doing, you will not put stress on yourself so much so that people will begin to notice you are generally weak. You are not the way you used to be. You are not vibrant today. What is happening? And you start telling them that you are fasting. By so doing, you no longer have reward. There's a place even in the Bible says that when we want to pray, we should go and even inside our room and pray in secret, that God, who sees in secret, will come and answer us openly. So your fasting also should be a secret affair between you and your God. And that is one reason why I don't really kind of believe much on forcing people to say you must fast 6 to 6, 6 to 12, 6 to 3, 6 to 9, or dry fasting or whatsoever. But as your heart is willing, the level at which you fast and fast correctly, pray correctly, is the best, so that you get a result, not trying to a kind of adopt the tradition of men, and at the end of the day you offend God. Something happened when we are in school, in university precise. Then it was the time I was the zonal prayer coordinator, and then in my local fellowship, we are all part of prayer wing, a kind of fellowship. And then it happened that the prayer coordinator, the person I handed over as the Fellowship Prayer Coordinator, come to report to me what happened. What is it that happened? The president at that time was caught eating in the refectory, and we were meant to fast that day because there is a particular day that every prayer wing member we are to fast, and that was 6 to 6. And you know that the president per se have a lot of stress going up and down, that he's not resting, and one way or the other, maybe he's a kind of a very hungry and he couldn't carry it up to 6, so he has to go and break the fast at that time. And the lady was like feeling depressed that he's spoiling our prayers, spoiling our program, and so on and so forth. And you see something like that, one way or the other, it can spoil things spiritually because there is agreement that has been broken. So instead of causing that problem and breaking unnecessary agreement, there is no need of putting tie in the neck of people. It must be this and that. Just fast according to your capacity and how you agree with God and how you are led. And God, who sees you, who knows the sincerity of your heart, will reward you. Imagine when Jesus was monitoring people that were giving offering in the church. The woman that gave the least offering is the one he applauded that gave the highest, because he knew that he gave out of nothing, but most people were giving out of abundance they have. So that is how it is in the fasting. Some people may be having a serious health challenge, and out of that challenge, or is even pregnant, they still bring out time to fast. Why somebody is 100% whole and fit and cannot even fast? Believe me, God himself, who honors people, knows how to reward. So we are not putting any strictness on anybody and say you must fast this number of times. Just fast according to your capacity. That's number one. Number two is what I call partial fasting. In this type of fasting, you like decide to drink water or even eat some fruits or vegetables, but some of the normal food and activities you are involved in, you may not do them. For example, we see somebody like Daniel did it in Daniel 10, 2 to 3. We notice that Daniel, even though he was eating while fasting like vegetable, Bible records that he abstained himself from the meat, from some drinks that is a kind of being shared in the king's palace. So that is a type of fasting too. You even see him vividly confessing in that place. Now, for me to read all these things, please take time and study them. You will notice that he said that neither meat nor wine touched his lips, that even oil, he didn't rub oil for that period of 3 good weeks. So in other words, he separated himself. There was a set apart, even though he was eating vegetable, maybe fruit, but as far as food cooked on fire is concerned, it was not for him. He didn't drink, and above all, he didn't even rub oil. He may take his bath, but maybe take spiritual bath, the water dry in the body with hair rubbing cream, and so on and so forth. So this is a type of fasting. So another one is the called absolute fasting. In this type of fasting, you can fast without any single water, without any single food. That is like doing what I call dry fasting. That, in other words, fasting day and night. It can be last for just 3 days, 1 day. That's 24 hours. It is not a must that you fast like Jesus 40 days and 40 nights. No, because if you go to John chapter 9 verse 9, you will see that that was the time that Paul fasted on his way to Damascus. That's why we saw Paul for that 3 good days. There was no food that or drink that touched his mouth. That is the kind of fasting. Even Jonah inside the belly of fish, one word that I did not, it will also call it that he was forced to fast for 3 good days. So let us not dodge trying to fast. So and then circumstance will now push us to fast by force if we are having that prompting in our spirit. Like I told you what happened, a woman of God said I should fast dry fast in 3 days, that my minister will bust out. I will see what God actually want me to do. I dodge it. I don't want to do that, but circumstance forced me to do dry fasting 1 day, and that dry fasting brought me to reality of who I am. So don't allow circumstance like that of a kind of a Job to brought you into that circumstances of who you are, but try to fast on your own volition, and by God's grace you will get adequate answer. Again, it's what I call intermediate fasting, a situation whereby you may be fasting and eating in between periods. Let's say you decide to fast, eat by 9, you didn't eat again till around 12, you pray and eat around 12, then around 3 and when you are eating, it's a mild food, maybe vegetable, fruit, not the regular way you are eating. One way or the other, we see that occur in Joel chapter 2 verse 12. You know, because of the sin of the people around that time, God told them to call a solemn assembly, that they should call for fasting, that people should fast. They should return to him with all their heart. So my dear, if you have been living your life anyhow, doing as if there is no God, and living anyhow, thinking that you will only a kind of maneuver your way through just spiritual walk without actually having a deeper connection with God, it is time for you to return. It is time for you to do like them. So maybe apparently, since you were born, you have never fasted before, it may be too tedious for you to jump and say I'm fasting 6 to 6. You can actually do intermediate fasting. You fast till 9 o'clock, maybe 6 a.m. you wake up, you fast till 9 o'clock. By 9 you eat, you refuse yourself from eating and living anyhow. You pray and read your Bible, a kind of one word or other, engage in some spiritual activity, singing praises to God, like I'm pressing on that upward way, new heights and gaining every day, still pressing on as upward bow, Lord, plant my feet on higher ground, Lord, lift me up and let me stand by faith on heaven's table, higher place that I might find. Lord, plant my feet on higher ground. So you can fast just for God to plant your feet on a higher ground, for you to have revival. So you can decide to fast, eat intermittently, and then continue that way. And then as time goes on, you start increasing the intervals. Maybe you started with 6 to 9, another time you fasted 6 to 12, 6 to 3, 6 to 6, before you start dry fasting, and so on and so forth. So one step at a time. Again, it's what I call a corporate fasting, or we can also call it community fasting. Like this is our community, Jenny Action TV YouTube channel. It will be good and that is why it is necessary that we engage in this type of corporate or community fasting. Where do we see this happen in the Bible? It actually happened in the book of Ezra. Ezra 8, 21 to 23, we see the entire kind of community engaging in fasting, because they discovered that their enemies are now killing them. Their soldiers is no longer having the ability to protect them, and a lot of things were going wrong in their midst, and they decided to separate a particular time to fast and see God. Just as we see that a lot of things is literally going on in our community, in our environment, in our society, in our countries today. We see global economic meltdown, we see failed leadership here and there. We notice that even a kind of rising cost of things. We also notice that people are being killed on daily basis for ritual killing and other things. People are even committing suicide because of frustration, and above all, we notice that sickness has burst out to even ravage the life of people. Should we keep quiet and all this thing happen? No, no, no. So we are going to engage in such corporate fasting in order to liberate our nation, because actually at the time the Bible said in the book of Ezekiel, I sought for a man who will stand on the gap, that I will not destroy the land, but I find none. May God find us, so that we will be those who will stand on the gap and say, God, that this Omicron COVID-19 Delta variant BA4, BA5, that we don't want it. If we say we don't want it, it will not happen. We can get it if we want it. That is the truth. If there is a man to pray, there is a God to answer. And you notice that when Ezra and his people immediately petitioned God concerning all those things that are happening, God answered them instantly. And that is what we have come to do in this 3 period. Join me as we petition God from tomorrow and watch God answer us by terrible things and righteousness. So with this, I've actually come to the end of today's video, believing that somebody has actually found value. You're one of those, why not give this video a thumbs up? Don't forget to subscribe to this channel if you have not done so. Hit the bell notification so as to get my next upload. Comment on this video, share this video and channel to everyone. I'm actually be helping a lot of people. As you do so, may God bless you. I know you cause it to ride upon the high places of this air. Still your lady Jenny saying bye bye.